Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahala Mna Yahaba Shimya Shabba Shanka Kodash, and double on Instagram on the apostles. Thoughty, how thoughty, Yahshua for giving me the strength in order to make this video as well. This is the part 2 to the car hacking video that I did last time, the previous video, and pertaining to the movie, the Netflix movie Leave This World Behind. So I said in the last video that I'll talk about this video here. It's really related to these Tesla cars, because if Esau wanted to, he has access to them to control them remotely. And as we watch this video, I'll bring out some precepts, and then I'm gonna close out from there. So let's see.
Something's about to happen. Okay. Alright. The car's dead at the top of the hill, and I feel like this is a roller coaster ride gone wrong. I'm now going backwards, the brakes are dead, the car is dead, the engine won't start. And you can do this from outside the car?
I can do it from a mile away.
Oh, really? When you drive an automobile today, you are driving a big computer system that happens to have wheels and a motor. There's almost nothing in your car that is not mediated by a computer. When you step on the gas pedal, it is not directly controlling the fuel-oxygen mixture. Rather, it is telling a computer that you, the driver, wish to go faster. And then it decides the right way to do that. Not only are they networked to each other, so that the brakes can talk to the engine for stability control and so forth, but they're also networked to the outside world. Effectively, your car is on the internet.
The CAN network, or CAN bus, is a...
Yeah, pertaining to that, linking to that guy's point as well, that's why in a cyber attack, or some kind of an EMP specifically, that's why cars can't really be used, man. All those electronic circuits in the cars, which build up the computer system, they'll be fried. They'll be done. Can't be used anymore.
Network within the car that allows all the pieces to communicate. Everything can read and write to the CAN bus, and pretty much is always listening for commands from the CAN bus. It is not easy to hack a car. The sophistication level is pretty high. Each car has a different language, each piece speaks different words, and not all those pieces have been mapped publicly. Cars have the same kind of chips that computers and cell phones have. All of these parts can be bought online for relatively cheap. You use these to plug into portions of the ECU. You can communicate directly with the ECU or with the mobile chipset and tell it to run commands that you want. Tell it to increase the amount of fuel that it's getting in. Tell it to go faster, release the trunk, hit the brakes.
There is not a motivation, aside from simple theft, that would necessitate developing the skills, which are not insignificant, required to do this. Then there's a surveillance aspect. We showed how we could remotely track the car and listen to what was being said. That said, there is not a terrible threat right now.
And the thing is, I think with these new electronic cars as well, talking about, specifically Tesla here, probably the high-end ones, I think they can pretty much be voice controlled as well. Not to drive, but they got Google Assistant, probably even Siri as well. Basically, there's voice AI assistants as well, which you can use. And the thing is, with the voice as well, it means that there's a microphone in the car, which means that if Esau really wanted to, he could listen in on the conversations you have whilst you're driving. Let's say if a person was to own a Tesla, then yeah, that's the potential of it right there, man. And again, 01414, man, Esau wants to be like the Most High. As I read it last time. 14:14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. So again, that's Esau's ambition, man. That is Esau's ambition. But of course, that will be very short-lived. So let me continue. I'll probably skip ahead to certain moments as well.
In part because the cost is high. As the pieces of hardware required to experiment become more readily available, as there's more literature explaining how it works. If the cost goes down, then people can be more innovative in how they might take advantage of it.
I'm Alberto Garcia Higuera. I'm from Spain. I work in software security.
We made a piece of hardware that we have right here. It is called CHT, car hacking tool. Yeah, it's not very original, I know.
We were invited to Black Hat Singapore to show our last research, the CHT device. You just have to put these 2 wires in the campus network. That's it. It costs $25. You can buy the components any place. Right now, the size of the CHT is like an iPhone, more or less, but it can be smaller. Car hacking is a very interesting field. People don't think about security. You can connect from your house with your computer to your car. That's really scary. You can just...
That's what I said also, that Esau could remotely access a person's car, man. In that time to come, let's say, as he's pushing his agenda for CBDCs, the ones who do rebel against them, I'm talking about prior to the chip, by the way, with these CBDCs, the ones who do rebel against them, Esau will be able to target them through their cars as well. Because with these either way, with the bank accounts that we have right now, obviously they're just numbers in the bank account right now. CBDCs are just like a new name for it as well, or just a new technology for the same concept, which is really just digital banking. But with these things, Esau can target a certain individual's car, because of course, you got a driver license as well and certain registrations. I don't know too much myself, but from what I do, I could speculate on that Esau can target the person's car, based on whether, let's say, if they're not making certain payments, or they're just more rebellious against the CBDCs, man. Esau's always got his incentives to why he's doing his things, which is, it's just the programming of which he's executing from the Most High. So that's that, man. These things can be accessed remotely. So you could have like some random Edomite hacker, under Esau's control, and he's told to basically target a person and their car, and then basically either blow it up, which you'll probably hear in this video, or to just stop the engine completely, man, or even steer you left and right until you crash, which is basically like a planned assassination, but more covert. And let me just allow the video to play a little bit more, and let's see.
Walk by and just implant the device. So imagine that I just go and approach to a car, I connect the CHT, and I just go to my home. I can control the car. It's very easy. Once you connect it, you can just remotely use it to manipulate anything. You can just notice that your car is going to the right and you are not turning the wheel. You can activate the handbrake. When you do this thing, you are just sending some kind of packet to a network saying, hey, wheels, stop. If you turn on the lights, there is a packet that's gonna say all the time, I'm on, I'm on, I'm on. Imagine that you are just driving at night. If we are able to drop the on packet and just insert our own packet saying turn off, turn off, turn off, the thing is that the lights of the car are gonna just turn off or turn on whenever we want. It's very, very scary. At the end, you can generate an accident.
Worse.
Yeah, as you said right there, man.
This scenario is someone completely controlling your car, control your brakes, control your steering. You could definitely break or blow up portions of the engine.
Yeah, right there. Esau has that capability, man, to just blow up the engine just on a little command placed on the computer machine within the car. He can blow up the flipping car, man. Which really, the Most High could use that as judgment, man. He could use Esau to then judge you, to judge a vessel, man. That's the thing. You know, again, that's why I say we gotta pray constantly, man, for mercy as these times of Jacob's trouble is coming close. Because of course, judgment. How am I gonna say this? Really, the world's gonna become more sensitive to the Most High's judgment, which means the Most High is gonna send way more judgments, quick. So you know that's just showing the potential of it right there. I think this is a live demonstration of it too.
Bad time to go uphill.
I'm gonna run through a few of the different controls of the car.
So it's locked now.
So I'm gonna send the unlock command. Sending sequence, sent. Give it a second to send to the network.
Not bad.
See what else we can do. And stop.
Cool. You could start and stop the engine from the other side of the parking lot. How is that possible?
GSM networks, everything's cellular nowadays.
When you say the other side of the parking lot, that could very well mean like the other side of the country too?
Yeah.
Right now he's going to show me how to remote kill the engine. So while I'm driving and he's outside the car, he's going to kill the entire engine. Okay, engine's dead. We're moving backwards now. The steering wheel is... There's no power steering. It's a little frightening. Thank God this is an empty parking lot. Did you have fun doing that to me?
Oh, that's a lot of fun. Definitely the remote access to the car is the scariest.
Through the cellular channel. In that case, at arbitrary distance. We demoed, 1,500 miles away.
People speaks about this thing being used by governments to generate accidents to important people. It can be just crazy people thinking about it or not. I don't know. Nowadays, there's no way to know if you have been hacked in a car.
As for the truth...
That's true, man. These governments, Esau, Edom, secret agencies, they can do a whole lot more than we think, man. Imagine the technologies that they're hiding as well. The capabilities of what they can do. There's a whole lot, man. I remember when there was also a video about how 5G, I think the wavelength or the certain frequency of which you put it at is capable of pretty much giving the feeling as though you're being burnt alive. So, these things, man, we just got to prepare our minds for what we're going to see in the future. Anyways, let me actually get out the presets that I was supposed to get out. So that's why we've got to be watchful, man. We've got to be watchful of Esau's technology. I'm going to read it, then I'll say something else. So, Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. So of course it's our responsibility and supposed to be watchmen. And what does a watchman do? Of course he watches from the tower. Let me get this final precept here, just to wrap it up, because I know time's ticking. Proverbs 14 verse 8, the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. That's why, when you're driving these type of cars, or whatever technology you use, man, you gotta be aware of certain things, man. But brothers make videos to make other brothers aware of them, which that helps too. But of course, do your own research and you learn, man. Inquire diligently. But yeah, that's pretty much the point. Esau's capabilities are high. So Shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Barakatah. and double honors to the great Muslim apostles.